Max Fried's going to be making his first spring start. So that is a 6:35 first pitch, and you can see it on Yes. And I look at the lineup. You've got Jazz playing second, leading off. Judge playing right, batting second. Cody Bellinger in left field, hitting third. Volpe cleans up the shortstop. Grisham in center. Rice at first. Jackson will catch. Smith the DH. And Peraza at third base. So there you have it. What does that mean? Well, there are some issues that the Yankees are dealing with as spring training starts to really roll now. Remember, the season starts at the end of April, or at the end of this month against Milwaukee at the stadium. And Dominguez in left field has been an issue. And everybody keeps poo-pooing it. Oh, he'll be fine. He has a long runway where, we can change. And the reasons for it just make no sense to me. I mean, you're going to take this guy out of his comfort zone so that Trent Grisham could be in his comfort zone the 30 or 40 games that he plays. How does that make any sense? Trent Grisham's not your future. Trent Grisham is a really good center fielder. He's not the future of the team. A lot of what happens this year with the Yankees rests on the shoulders of Jasson Dominguez, who's 22 years old. And if you look at the breakdown of what he's done in the minor leagues, he's a center fielder. He spent very few times in left field. Last year in left field at Yankee Stadium, it was a mess. I'm not ripping the kid. He's playing out of position. So why put him in left now? When his bat is going to be a really important factor on a team that doesn't have Juan Soto anymore. Why would you put him in left? Don't you want him to be comfortable? Put him in center. Bellinger said he'll play anywhere. So what Aaron Boone keeps saying is, well, the times that, I want to rest Judge and play Grisham, well, I want Bellinger to be able to play right field, and then I want Grisham to play in center rather than have to move around. So you'd rather move around Dominguez? It doesn't make any sense to me. Trent Grisham could play anywhere. Anywhere. So today we see Bellinger in left field. I think that's the way to go. All right, some other issues that's cropped up with the Yankees, and this is serious to me. Luis Hill was a big part of the Yankees' success last year. He filled in capably when Garrett Cole went down. Ended up winning the American League Rookie of the Year. Now, what worries me, this guy had been coming off injuries and Tommy John surgery. And then he pitched well over his previous high. And that used to be a rule that you never increase anybody more than 40 innings over the previous year. Well, after much deliberation, teams have said, well, that's not a hard and fast rule. So he blew right by it last year. And you wonder, is that starting to rear its ugly head? Now, it's not an elbow. It was his shoulder. He had to shut it down throwing in the bullpen. His shoulder started to hurt. Underwent an MRI. Aaron Boone has not spoken yet. Should be in another hour or so. Maybe we'll find out exactly what the deal is with Hill. But if it's a long-term issue, that's a blow. That's a blow. So any thought the Yankees had of trading Stroman, that has to be eradicated. Now, people freak out about spring training. And Stroman pitched yesterday and gave up a couple of homers. So what? He's working on things. He's a veteran. So he now becomes a part of the rotation if Hill is shut down. And then the next man up is who? Will Warren. Now, Will Warren has pitched well in spring training. Again, I don't really put much input on spring training performance. I just don't. Sometimes you're not facing real major league lineups. But he did not pitch well for the Yankees last year. He was terrible in the short couple of times that he pitched. He was overmatched. So if anybody else goes down, then it's Will Warren. Then you got Cookie Carrasco. The depth is not there right now. So that's number 2 to be a little bit concerned about. Now, the one thing that you get out of Stroman is you usually get a good first half. Second half is another issue. He had a bad second half with the Cubs. He had a bad second half last year with the Yankees. Bad. Didn't pitch in the postseason. In fact, didn't even make the roster in one of the series. And when he was on the roster, nothing. Never even got up to warm up. So the second half of the season, if you stand next to Marcus Stroman, he is not big in stature. Not a big physical guy. And maybe as he gets older, the body breaks down or wears down and he's not as effective. The Yankees are trying to put lipstick on a pig and say, well, the defense kind of betrayed him last year and he's a bat-to-ball guy and he needs his defense behind him. Oh, okay. I watched a lot of his games. He's throwing 88, 89 miles an hour with his fastball, and he has to be perfect with his location, and he wasn't, and he would get hit. Did the defense help him? No, but it was more than that. And then finally, it's the third base situation. DJ LeMahieu goes down with a calf injury. Those things cannot be ignored. They are big, big issues. They take forever to come back from. Calf and a quad, killers. They said it's only grade 2. They don't think it's going to set him back that long. It will. This guy who's not been able to stay healthy. And you want the best for him. He's a good guy. He's a great teammate. And the Yankees want the best of him because they owe him $15 million this year and $15 million next year. Just a quick aside for all the fans that screamed when he became you got to sign him no matter what. Give him a blank check. Oh, okay. How you feeling now about that contract? How you feeling about that contract over the last 2 years? How you feeling about that contract after the first 2? So always be careful when you're a fan. Oh, blank check, whatever he wants. Well, okay. They gave him a 6-year deal. Didn't work out, did it? So now your third base situation is this. Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza. You feeling comfortable with that? Oswaldo Cabrera is a really valuable player that can move around and play a lot of positions. Get it. Got it. Good. Is he your everyday third baseman? He might have to be. Peraza's out of options, so he's got to make the team or they might lose him. So what you might have is a platoon at third base. Now, Yankee fans, let's all be honest with each other, because we are. You comfortable with that third base? With what you're starting the season with at third base, are you comfortable? I don't think that even Aaron Boone could be real comfortable.